Hello everyone, it's Neon Blue here. Today we're going to be looking at the Cramorant Arrokuda deck that I just made. It is about using Continuous Gulp Missile as our main attack. It's actually very effective and very fast. This is an extended deck, despite these two cards both being standard legal. I just feel that it has enough tools in expanded in order for it to do well. So first, let's take a look at the trainers. The goal of this deck, by the way, is to get as many Arrokudas as you can on the bench, and then use Continuous Gulp Missile to deal anywhere from 60 to 240 damage, depending on what Pokemon you're battling against. So, let's take a quick look at the trainers. We have 3 Acrobikes, 3 Trainer's Mails, just useful items in order to peel through our deck and get what we need. We have 2 Escape Ropes because we don't have free retreat on these Pokemon. They both have a retreat cost of 1, so sometimes we'll be stuck with an active Pokemon. We don't want to be in the active spot. These Nest Balls are used exclusively to get or not exclusively, but they're used mostly to get Arrokudas onto the bench quickly. And then we have 4 Rescue Stretchers and 3 Revives. Because we're going to be discarding our Arrokudas with Continuous Gulp Missile often, we're going to have to be able to get our Pokemon from the discard pile back onto our bench in order to use the attack, and that's why we have Revive and Rescue Stretcher. Even though Rescue Stretcher is kind of just a better version of Revive, it's still good to have 3 Revives because we really want to be getting them from our discard pile to our bench. Super Rod kind of works in the same way that Rescue Stretcher would, where if we have like a Nest Ball or something, we would want to Rescue Stretcher back in our Arrokudas, and we have other ways to get them from our deck. So Super Rod is helpful when we want to shuffle back in our Arrokudas. Trainer's Mail, we already talked about that. 4 Via Seekers, because Via Seekers are just one of the most powerful cards in this format, without a doubt. But there is no but. We just have a lot of supporters. We have a lot of different supporters, so it's important to have a variety. We have 3 Brooklet Hills because Brooklet Hill is basically like a level ball each turn for us. We get a basic water or fighting type Pokemon, which in this case it's going to be water, and we usually get Arrokudas, and we put them onto our bench. We can also get our Cramorants if we wanted to, but for the most part, Brooklet Hill is used to be a Nest Ball every turn. We have 3 Bridgettes. Now, Bridgette is so good because it allowed us to get 3 basic Pokemon from our deck directly onto our bench. And you might think this is only useful in the first part of the game when we first get our things, but no, we can use things like Super Rods and Rescue Stretchers in order to put 3 back in our deck so we can use Bridgette. Bridgette is a very strong card early on, and also a very strong card late game when you have the right tools. Because we're going to be having a lot of cards on our bench, most of the time 3 to 4 Arrokudas, we have 2 Colruses instead of Cynthia, because Colrus allows you to draw more cards most of the time, and if our opponent's running a typical deck with 3 benched Pokemon, this often gets us more value than usually even Sycamore. Speaking of Sycamore, we still have 4 Sycamores because Sycamore is just one of the best supporters in standard. Or not standard, in expanded. It's very, very straightforward. We have 1 Guzma and 1 Lysander. Because our Pokemon don't have free retreat, sometimes we want the switch that comes with the Guzma, but sometimes we don't want to switch, because we might not have another Cramorant set up on our bench. So we have 1 Lysander, 1 Guzma. It basically just gives us option when we're given a VS Seeker. And then we have 2 Fighting Fury Belts right here, which gives our Cramorant more HP and slightly buffs their attacks. Alright, so looking at our energies, the thing about expanded is with the printing of Twin Energy, we now have 2 different types of double colorless energy for non-GX or V Pokemon. So we are able to attach, we are able to consistently get a double colorless energy onto our Cramorants, because we basically have 8 double colorless energies. We also have 3 capture energies because it also works like a level ball. And it's helpful to have other energies in our deck than these 4. Because 1, we can build up to it, like we can attach one turn, attach another. But also, sometimes we do need that Nest Ball effect, where it takes a Pokemon and puts it onto our bench. It's just another way to make this deck more consistent. We don't have to feel bad about attaching a double colorless energy to a Arrokuda if it ends up in the active position. So that's the deck. Pretty simply, it's one of the better decks that I've made, surprisingly. Let's show you some games. Moving on to game 1. All right, so game 1 we have Ver 90-20-10 or 90-210. Oh boy, we're gonna call heads. Now with this deck, you want to go second. So do we want to go first? No, we want to go second because we can often get a turn 1 knockout with the right setup. This is looking like a pretty good setup. We are lacking a supporter, which is unfortunate. I should have benched the Arrokuda, but they probably won't kill us next turn, so we're good. Pokemon Communications, they're going to put a Zawilus in their deck, and they're going to get something out. What did they get? They get a Dino. Alright, so weird deck. Let me read this card. Okay, not super great against this deck, though it does one-shot our guys. Arrokuda, Brooklet Hill, do Brooklet Hill, put one of these on our bench. We draw a Sycamore, which is probably the best thing we could have drawn. And then we'll Sycamore. And we draw into 2 Nest Balls and a double colorless energy. This isn't enough to kill them because they have 270, but we can start that process. We can Trainer's Mail, maybe try to get another Cramorant. We already have a Sycamore in our hand, we already have a Super Rog, so we just whiff this. And we're going to continue with Gulp Missile, and we're going to get rid of 2 for right now. We can get rid of 3 next turn. Alright, so they attach another Dark Energy. They don't seem to have a way to get it this turn unless they like Dark Patch or something. But yeah, if your opponent plays a trainer card from their hand during the next turn, you may. This Pokemon has at least 5 energy. Okay, so they Lysander up an Arrokuda. We're going to first Super Rod. We're going to shuffle these 2 back in. We're going to attach this here. We're going to retreat into this guy. We're going to use Brooklet Hill. Put one of them onto our bench. And then we're going to Sycamore. Okay. We get a Arrokuda. We're going to Trainer's Mail. We'll get another Revive because we can use it next turn. Oh, and they concede. Pretty premature concede. They still had a chance to do stuff that game, but we did get set up pretty fast. Hopefully game 2 lasts a bit longer, so I'll see you there. Alright, so our opponent is Maita03, a dark and normal type deck. Huh. Well, we've gone against 2 dark type decks so far. Let's go heads. We lost the coin flip, which is fine. Let's hope they want to go first. Yep, they choose to go first. I'm not too worried about it. We have 2 Arrokudas. We don't start with a Cramorant, which is unfortunate, but we do have a Capture Energy and a Nest Ball, so we can get we can easily get all of our Cramorants out, or one of our Cramorants out and all of our Arrokudas. Unfortunately, we won't have the energies. Maybe we can draw into a Nest Ball. We'll obviously Trainer's Mail, see if we can get something like that. Not a Nest Ball, no, that's not a great start. Oh, okay. Trainer's Mail. Alright. I say we get Brooklet Hill. We don't really need Bridget this early. We'll Brooklet Hill. We'll get a Cramorant. We'll put it onto our bench. We'll Nest Ball. But, oh, we have one of our Arrokudas prized, which is unfortunate, but there's not a whole lot you can do. Oh, and we'll put a Cramorant under our bench. We'll retreat into this guy. And then we'll pass. Hopefully we can draw into a supporter or something like that. What did they put on the bench? They got a Zorua. Okay. Is this a Zoroark GX deck, possibly? We shall see. Skyfield. Okay, that's not a bad thing for us. They touch our Float Stone. Are they just sacrificing their Execute? It seems like it. They have resistance to water, which is annoying. Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to set up. We might as well nest ball into another Cramorant, but yeah, one Cramorant prized, one Aracuda prized. We just need a supporter or a double colorless energy for us to get started. All right. Yep, Zoroark GX. Unfortunately, because we have one of our Aracudas prized, we're not going to be able to one-shot it. But we will be able to one-shot this Crobat and the Tapu Lele, so we can hope to get that. Pokemaniac. I don't know what that does. Hold on. So trigger the 3 Pokemon that have a retreat cost of exact for reveal them and put them into your hand. This is a very, very specific deck, but alright. We can't be a secret, we don't have any supporters. We just have to pass here. Really, really stuck here. We don't have any way to do any damage. We don't have any way to do really anything at all. Alright, Snorlax VMAX is scary because we can't, it's gonna take, yeah, we can, it's gonna be difficult to even two-shot this thing. We have to get rid of 3 of our Cramorants in order to do that. Okay, Brigitte is like the one supporter I don't want right now. Yeah, this is really unfortunate. We just have to pass again while they just get set up. They haven't attached any energies at all so far, so maybe they're having the same bad luck as we are, but they did have a chance to Tapu Lele, and they chose to get a Pokemaniac, so it maybe makes me think that they're doing a little bit better than we are, also considering all of their VMAXs on the bench. But yep, they're gonna Tapu Lele. Maybe they end. I sure hope they end. That would be really nice if they end. But I imagine they just want to sacrifice this Execute. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I kind of don't want to kill it. I kind of want to Guzma. All right, you. Triple acceleration energy. 270. Aracuda. All right, he's dead. We'll bring up Cramorant. Good thing we have a rescue stretcher, so we can do that if we need to. Okay. Okay. This Colress is going to be so incredibly powerful. We're going to put a Pokemon from our discard pile into our hand. We'll take that. We're gonna actually wait. There's nothing in our deck, right? Yeah. Colress. And we're gonna draw like 80. It's not 80, but we draw a lot of cards. All right. DCE on here. We're gonna Acrobike. We can. We might as well nest ball, right? There's no really reason not to. Trainer's Mail. A VS Seeker. And we're gonna continuous Gulp Missile. We're gonna get rid of 3 because we have to in order to two-shot this thing. I'm really hoping we can get a double colorless energy of some kind or a twin energy next turn. Scoop up neck. That doesn't Pokemon V or GX. Okay, they scooped up their little boy. What does this do? Trade. You discard a card and you may draw 2 cards once during your turn. Yeah, I mean, this card is a little bit overweighted in my mind. There's just a lot of better effects that you can get than a trade effect. I feel like it's powerful, but it's not as good as people like to pretend that it is. But, you know, it seems to be working for them. Well, especially with propagation, it's pretty strong, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit overrated. Propagation, they're going to return it to their hand. Okay. Ultra Ball. Alright, discard. Once you play this card, discard 2 other cards from your hand. Okay. Special charge, they're going to do triple, just 1 triple. And then they're going to AZ. Okay. I thought they were going to do that with Snorlax, and I was going to be mad. Great. Floatstone. Cool. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll bring up another Cramorant. Alright. Okay. Brooklet Hill. Get rid of a Skyfield. Make them discard their hand. Alright, revive. You, come out, Arrokuda. Arrokuda. Oh, hold on, getting a phone call. My bad, my bad. And we put a Pokemon from our discard pile into our hand with that one. Now we have 3 of them. Yep. I think we still Colress here. I would really like to bring up this Snorlax VMAX, but I don't think that there's a whole lot that we can do with that. So we're just gonna VS Seeker for Colress and then play him. All right, we got the DCE, and we do have a Lysander for next turn. We also have we have decent amount of sauce that we can. We'll Trainer's Mail, see what we get. Bridget. Okay, we have a Super Rod, so we can Bridget next turn. I'm not worried because we also can set up another Cramorant. If they hit the, I didn't mean to do 2. That's not what I meant to do, but okay, that's really bad because now we can't 2-shot this guy, and then he max revives, max potions. Cool. All right, maybe we get a Nest Ball, and then we can Lysander up Snorlax VMAX. Okay. Touches the triple, gets the triple acceleration energy. Okay. And he only has 3 prize cards. Like, he's done so much damage and he only has 3. So, hold on. Super Rod. 1, 2, I guess 3. Brooklet Hill. Put you under the bench. Acro Bike. There we go. We'll put you onto the bench. DCE. We'll Lysander up this guy. Continuous. Okay. We need to consider the fact that they might just kill us next turn if we continuous Gulp Missile for knockout, but it's a risk we gotta take, I think. Yep. And we'll take 3 prize cards here. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Alright, we got another Arrokuda. Alright, so yep, they bring up the Zora. Now we can one-shot it because now we have they're gonna return that to their hand. They're gonna trade, I'm guessing. Yep. Trade, discard it, draw 2. They have 18 cards in deck. Propagation, put it back in their hand, discard it, draw 2. Okay. And they're trying to figure out a way to knock us out. And they can if they get the triple acceleration. Okay, bench barrier. Alright, Skyfield. Alright, Ditto. It can evolve into Zoroark. Riot is biting. Yep, and that's game. Well, I maybe could have played it better by leaving the Snorlax up, but there's not a whole lot we could have done there. That was game 2. Now let's go on to game 3. Alright, so we're going on to game 3. I'd like to run it back against a deck like that, but we did get unlucky because one of our Arrokudas was prized. And that's probably one of the worst things that can happen. If one or more Arrokudas is prized, it's very, very difficult for this deck to work in its best ability, which is a big flaw with it, but it is a very budget deck. Would I like to go first? No. We also tend to take early games by being able to snipe off like an early start like this, right? Like if this is a Pokemon with 60 HP, we can very easily knock it out. Well, not with this start, we can't. But we can Bridget for Terracudas and okay, no, they got a bench. Oh, they're weak to water. This is one of the best matchups because they're very weak to water. You know, very weak to water, as opposed to partially weak to water. We have a Bridget. We're going to take a Fighting Fury belt. And we'll Trainer's Mail again. Brooklet Hill. We're going to Bridget for 1, 2, 3. Alright, none of our Aracudas are prized. And then we're going to Escape Rope into Cramorant. Attach that there. Brooklet Hill for another Cramorant. If we can get a supporter, this will be a great start. But let's see what they do. Attach an energy there. They're going to do is collect, I'm going to guess. Nope, they're going to evolve into Charmeleon. Okay. They're going to evolve into a Charmeleon there. This, most, in what I've seen, at least, most, Leon Charizard decks use. Are you going to, oh, okay. Yep, they do that. Alright. No, there's no need to Lysander here. We just kind of sit here and do nothing because we can't really do anything now. And now we're stuck in this phase where we just have to wait for us to get a supporter. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at this. It is weak to water. This looks like a very, very simple Charizard. Just about doing consistent damage. They do have a Full Art Sycamore. They're going to look for that other a Leon Charizard. And they're going to attach. They're going to knock out, I'm assuming. Alright. They don't have any Leons in here, but it's not too much of an issue. Okay. And they, okay, do that. And they discard, not a Leon. Not that it matters. This thing can one-shot most of our stuff. Except this Aracuda can't one-shot that unless they have a Leon in their discard. Okay. Rescue Stretcher. Put a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. That's going to be this Aracuda. We only need to get rid of 2 for this to work. We'll, Professor Sycamore. We'll draw cards. Okay. We don't get the DCE, which is unfortunate. Yeah, this kind of sucks because we don't have, we would be able to one-shot it, but unfortunately we don't have the gas, so we just pass. Next turn, though, we can Colress, which will get us 6 cards. It's like a Cynthia. No, yeah, we just wait. It does have a weakness policy now, which is annoying. So we will just have to chuck 3 of them in order to kill. But they get a Professor Sycamore. Alright, let's see what they discard. It doesn't look like there's a Leon in here. Yep, no Leon. Alright. I'm guessing they're gonna use Battle Sense. They're gonna Ultra Ball. Are they gonna discard a Leon? Okay. It went too fast. I can't see. Nope, no Leon. And they're gonna Battle Sense. Let's see. Oh, they got a Leon. Okay. Royal Blaze, 150, just enough to knock us out. Okay. Alright. We're going to play another Cramorant, and then we're going to Colress. We're going to draw our cards. We don't get... Okay, well, we have an Acrobike. We can see. Oh, my gosh. We don't get it. None of them are discarded. We have 8 in the deck. This is a little bit ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. We'll attach this here for next turn. And we pass. And we die next turn to this Charizard because we can't seem to draw the 8 colorless, double colorless energies that are in our deck. But, alas. I'm not too worried about it. They don't seem to have energies. They do have more Charizards, though. Okay, they attach an energy there. Battle Sense. They have 19 cards on their deck. We might be able to stall them out if they keep playing super aggro turns and they don't realize that they're milling their deck out. But we'll just have to see. Alright, they Giant Hearth. Okay, we can get fire energies now. Alright, 11 cards. Welder. They, I'm guessing onto Charizard. Okay, and Charmeleon. They draw 3. Battle Compressor. Yeah, the stall strategy is starting to look more and more realistic. Royal Blaze. Alright, they kill them. We'll bring up this Cramorant. We've done another Cramorant. We're gonna, in this scenario, Colress for 8. Right, there's, yep, Colress for 8. Alright, there are the DCEs, 3 of them. In our hands, we're gonna Acrobike. There's another DCE. Would you look at that? I'm a little bit salty right now, but we're gonna just continuous Gulp Missile, get rid of these 3. Finally knock out this Charizard. Revive, that's actually pretty useful next turn. We'll bring out another Arrokuda. This one doesn't have a weakness policy, so we can easily 2-shot it. Okay, they attach that. Fire Crystal, 3 disc. Okay, from your discard pile to your hand. They have 5 cards in their deck. They're gonna Royal Blaze, knockout. That's fair. They draw a card. You put up this guy. Brooklet Hill. We're gonna revive 1. Then we're gonna Rescue Stretcher. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do that. Put Cramorant down. And then we're going to Nest Ball for the other 2 Arrokudas. We're gonna attach that there. We're gonna Sycamore. Right. Yep, we can Sycamore here. Fighting Fury Belt. Now we would do 70, 140. We still have to get rid of 2, which is fine. Weakness. We'll take a prize card. Alright, Via Seeker. Alright, they bring up their GX. Alright, they've got 4 cards left in their deck. They're going to Via Seeker. What are they going to do? Welder. They'll draw 3 cards, be left on 1. Okay, they attach 2. They have 1 card in their deck. Alright. Looking good. Looking good. Flare Blitz GX. Okay. Attach this here. Rescue Stretchel, shuffle back in. We'll take 1, 2, 3. And then we'll Sycamore, or we'll Brooklet Hill first. Put this on our bench. And we'll Sycamore. Cramorant. I mean, not quite yet, dude. Yeah, I think we might actually just lose this game. Acrobike. DCE. Yeah, I think we lose this game. We can, no, I won't die to that. I'm gonna have to get rid of 3. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll take our 2 prize cards. They'll come up next turn and kill our Cramorant, I'm going to assume. Yeah, they have enough. That's good game. Well, this deck is a lot better than it appeared. These 2 games, we just didn't get, we just kind of got slowed down. But if you are interested in the deck, or if you have any suggestions for improvements, leave them in the comments below. And if you did enjoy the video, please like. And if you want to see more of this, subscribe. We are on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 to 6. So you can join us there. Links in the description. Thank you all for coming by, and have a good night.